The war between Israel and Hamas is center stage at many college campuses here in the U.S., with differing opinions among students on display. But some say these debates have come with an alarming rise in anti-Semitism, and now Congress is looking into that issue. Up close at 4, we are hearing from school leaders about how they've responded to tensions. Several university presidents testified before the House today. Skylar Henry is with us live from Capitol Hill this afternoon. Skylar.
Hey, Tatum, good to be with you. Well, these university presidents are pushing back on lawmakers, saying that there is a fine line in terms of allowing free speech and protests and also looking to combat anti-Semitism.
I know that I have not always gotten it right.
Harvard University President Dr. Claudine Gay faced heated questions about the line between free speech and keeping students safe.
Will admissions offers be rescinded or any disciplinary action be taken against students or applicants who say, from the river to the sea or Intifada, advocating for the murder of Jews?
That type of hateful, reckless, offensive speech is personally abhorrent to me.
What action will be taken?
When speech crosses into conduct.
The presidents of the University of Pennsylvania and MIT also testified about anti-Semitism on their campuses. The hearing comes as tensions boil over on college campuses nationwide in response to the Israel-Hamas war. Last month, for example, Penn said several staff members in campus buildings were the targets of anti-Semitic messages.
We are combating this hate on our campus with both immediate and comprehensive action.
Penn and Harvard are among a growing list of schools that include fellow Ivies, Columbia, and Cornell that are being investigated by the U.S. Department of Education over incidents of alleged discrimination.
The ranking Democrat on the committee called out Republicans for trying to cut funding from the Education Department.
You can't call for action, then hamstring the agency charged with taking that action to protect students' civil rights.
While the hearing was about anti-Semitism, the school administrators said they are also working to combat rising Islamophobia on college campuses.
And there's also an effort to increase security in college campuses as well as inside student residences, as well as these protests have started to tick up a little bit more. We should also point out Harvard specifically says that they are launching a robust program to try to educate not only students but faculty and staff on both Islamophobia and anti-Semitism.
Skylar, I want to ask you about those number of investigations that have been opened up by the Department of Education, Harvard being one of them, Penn included in that as well. What happens if they don't do anything with the recommendations that the Department of Education gives to them at the end of those investigations?
Well, ultimately, we'll see how this shakes out moving forward. We know that a lot of the university presidents who spoke today ultimately said that they are still going to sort of ride the line, if you will, in terms of free speech and protests until there turns into some sort of conflict. And that is when there could potentially be some actions being taken place. We should point out that in some of these schools where these protests have, in some instances, turned violent, some students have been suspended from non-academic activities, drawing some criticism saying that the universities didn't go far enough. So what this ultimately looks like moving forward remains to be seen, but we know that this is still very much at the forefront and a priority in terms of how to address this on a lot of college campuses across the country.
Skylar Henry live for us this afternoon on Capitol Hill. Thank you.